now the difficult part. Remember, the difficult part was to be able to well, we had this lahmacun menu and Adana menu, and we had under that several menu items and several menu items here as well. But this belongs to a bigger menu, and we said that maybe we have, along with these items, maybe I have a pide, not a menu item, but a menu itself. So maybe it has also sub menu items, and they are like cheese pide and that kind of things. I want to be able to. The first problem is that, of course, I want to be able to iterate through all of it. But the first problem is to be able to do this, to be able to, if I say add, I want to be able to say, it doesn't have to be, it can be either a menu item or it can be a menu itself. So I go start a menu, and I'm adding menu items to it, right? So that's kind of easy. That if I keep an array list, and if I have this menu item, it has a name and a price. So what I'm doing is I'm adding this. I can create a menu as well. I'm adding these menu items into that menu, and within the menu I have arrays. I have an array, and what I do is that I'm adding my menu items in it. Okay, but on top of that, what I want is I want to be able to include a menu into the menu. So that is the point that when I say self, what was the self? The self is a relation that relates itself to itself. So I need that kind of a solution to this. So when this is the menu item, so I can have a menu component. And this menu component is I have an array list, for example, and maybe this is a okay. So this is how I'm going to keeping all of them. I will have an array of menu items, and I will keep them in a menu component. So, but what I want as well is to be able to put itself to itself. So that is the thing that when I say that self is a relation that relates itself to itself. So I need the relation that relates itself to itself in here, because that in this one, for example, think about this one. I'm adding menu item, menu item, menu item, but I'm adding a menu component, and then I'm adding into this menu component some menu items, and then I will be able to add some more menu items in here. So when I say, for example, I should be able to add itself to itself. How can I do this? So there should be no distinction between the menu item and itself, the menu component.
The array list is made up of many components, and there is one menu item in the menu component.
Okay, go on. What is the solution?
The menu component has all the properties of the menu items, and it can also have a list of menu components.
Oh, so you basically say that instead of doing something here, I can add here an array list of menu items.
No, in the menu component, you can change the array list menu item to array list menu component.
Okay, and then?
And then add another property of a menu item.
But in that case, I can only have one menu item.
No, I have an array of many
Okay,
components, and
I'm going
they
to
all
do exactly what you say. Menu component. Okay, I did it. And?
and a menu item.
Where? What?
Here, add just
Menu
one menu
item.
Yeah, one.
Something like that?
Yes.
But then I'm saying that in this menu component, I will have only one menu item.
Or an array of many components, so they can be.
But your solution is something like this. If I want to add in this menu component menu items, how am I going to do that?
You will add many components.
So this is my menu component, okay? And I'm going to add two menu items.
Okay, you will add two menu components, which.
Oh, okay,
have
so I will have
empty
a menu component and a menu item. Menu component and a menu item inside it.
Yes.
So this is the menu item, it will be in a menu component and it will be something like that.
Right.
Okay. That's a design. But I'm wasting something. Of course, what I'm wasting is something abstract. So I'm not wasting oil or gas. I'm wasting some lines, some extra lines here. But is there another way of doing it without having to, because this is also a complexity. Every time that I want to add a menu item, I first have to put it into a menu component and then put that into the menu component. So how can I do that? That I tell you again. Okay, maybe I delete everything. I need an array list. But here is the problem. What should be the type of this array list? If I say that this array list is menu item type, I cannot put itself to itself. I cannot put many components in itself. Yes? How can I do this? It is very similar to the decorator somehow. Somehow similar. Yes. Decorator design pattern. No, but don't think about the decorator design pattern, whatever it was, it doesn't matter. What I want is, I need an array list which will be able to keep a menu item and a menu component at the same time. I will type one word in here, and it will do the trick. So I can be able to keep a menu item and a menu component at the same time in here. What is that trick here?
Object.
Yes, but yes and no. Because if I type object in here, I will be also be so flexible that I will be able to put anything. I don't want that. What I want is I want only menu components and menu items to be allowed to be put into this array list. Nothing else will be in there. It's a trick question. There is a solution, but it looks like impossible. Does it look like impossible? It looks like impossible, like it is not going to be object, but I will be able to keep menu items and menu components, so I will be able to keep itself and something else in itself. So if I type menu component, yes, that works, but I cannot keep menu items. If I type menu items, then I cannot keep menu components. Then there is a solution. And this is a solution that you are always using. What? No, no, it's not a map. It is not a map because map is a map. I mean, this is not a map. It is array list. I'm not going to put a map into the array list.
Will be another interface.
Tell me more.
Both the menu component and menu item can implement it. And then we can have an array list of that interface.
Okay, what do you think about that? So what he is saying is actually, let's call it a super type. Instead of, well, the only way that you can make a generalization whenever you have such a problem, you have two things and you want to be able to refer them with one name. So what you do is that you call it a common name, and that common name is a supertype. Either it is a interface or a abstract class, isn't it? Yes. So what I can do, so there are maybe several ways of doing it. Which one you want? I will follow you and we will test all of them. You want an interface. Okay, let's call that interface what? Give me a name. How about give me a good name? I have many items, many components. I need an interface name.
I main menu.
What?
I main menu.
My main menu?
I like interface. Main menu. Main.
Menu object.
No, but we don't know it is a main menu. Menu object, this is not an object, this is an interface. It's no, but I mean, yeah, it can be an object, yes. But
Menu objects.
menu objects. What do you want?
Menu element.
Super type. Super menu.
Okay. let's call it so does it have anything inside it? Any methods? We don't know. Let's keep it like that. So what is the name now? Hüsamettin again? Okay, we will come to that. I mean, we can correct it anyway. Okay. So okay, what do you think? What would be the benefit, you know, that we would have choose a abstract class or a class which that we can inherit. We chose interface. We will see. I mean, you know, it depends if we are going to be keeping some functions, some attributes, then the abstract class will be a better choice, isn't it? But let's leave it like that. I mean, we don't know that we can, but this one worked. It really does work because what we did is we have this, a super type. We have two things. One of them is a menu item, that is a leaf. And this one is a menu component, that is a branch. This is this. So this is the solution. I mean, I don't need any names here. This is the solution. So this one will solve my problem because this one is keeping, well, this is an item in itself that either behaves as a menu item or as a menu component, this item itself. And this menu component keeps this one. So I can keep either itself or something else. So with this, I can solve my problem. So this is called the composite pattern. This is called the composite. And very important when you have such a problem, like when you want to keep some tree-like structures, this is a very, very good, effective solution. And what you do is that you keep different things for menu items and for leaves and branches. The branches are able to keep branches as well and leaves. And the leaf, you know, you can have many things in it. You can keep all the attributes and everything. Like in our menu item here, I have prices, everything. The menu component is just a, it's just kind of a bag, you know, that you put things inside it. And you can put bags into the bags. And there can be bags inside those bags. And there can be things in those bags. And some bags will be empty. I can even have empty bags within empty bags. So this is how it works. All right. So far so good. But now the problem becomes. So we solved it. I mean, we are now able to keep all the menu. I can have, you know, with this solution, I can have a. I always do that. So in here, I can have a menu component. So actually we need a better name than Usame. When I'm thinking again,
Parent menu.
I got it, I guess. Let's call it menu. Why not? The menu name is not taken. So, menu, I have a menu, and that is, the root, of course, is a menu component. So, let's create it. So, I need a menu, which is going to be a menu item. No, menu component. And so the next thing is I can have two different menu components again. Okay. How shall I write? I mean, you are thinking that I am able to write now? Or is there a problem? You should have already tell me that you have a problem. But you didn't. I cannot write anymore. What shall I write?
You need a print method.
No, I need what I tell you what I want to do, and you tell me how can I do it. This is my main menu, okay? Menu M, and I want to add Adana menu in it.
You don't have an item function.
Yes, where? Yes.
That's M.
Okay, you see. This one. So what will I say? Let's call it add menu, okay? And I will add what? What is the type that I'm going to add?
But we don't want to use the add menu item as we are implementing.
Yeah. What's the what do you want to do now? What can I do? I know that.
Can't we just add this function to menu component?
Okay. But who said it in the first place? I mean, let's put it into menu. It was you. But will it work? Let's try it. What you say is that don't put it here. Okay? I will not. Delete this. Okay, I will. And keep it in here, okay? Okay, this is what you want. So, and then oh,
This
Actually, the names
this
are.
dot menu, the local menu. So
Yes.
oh yeah, okay.
This name.
There are so many menus here. What is the error? So here we're back again, and let's say that I have a menu Adana. And that's going to be a component as well. And I will add
you need to change the type. The M should be menu component.
yeah, but I don't want to do that.
And explicitly type
Because
it.
main, why isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. Yeah, I know it is main, but I will have the same problem somewhere else. If I cannot, you know, if I solve it here, but how am I going to solve it up over there? I can only do this. Can I? So you want this one, right? You want it to
This works. This will work.
I mean, it is ugly. So what else I could have done? I can go back to putting this method inside the interface. Then, if I try to add something into menu item,
We can throw a runtime exception.